Good morning. It is freezing. It's 4 degrees to be exact. It's still very cold at night. I haven't figured out the best way to keep warm. So I'm cooking up some hot porridge this morning. Today we have another tail out to do. So, you know, things are looking good. But if any of you think, Will, you're in Australia, you're in the desert, how's it cold? It's the desert, it gets cold, alright? Just believe me, it's freezing. Anyway, time to enjoy this hot meal. I'll show you it. Ooh, delicious porridge. So now we're driving back across to the Opal fields. We've got a bit of mining to do and another tail out, so it's a long video full of everything you need. And I also saw some more emus. We arrive at the mine, and this is what it looks like to stare down the hole. They've got an enormous blower set up, so the earth is sucked up from underneath and into this truck which they use to take it across to the Adji. I was taken on a quick tour of the mine to see all the different rooms. It was a vast labyrinth of tunnels and ballrooms and caves, and some of the drives went on very, very far.
How far does that go? Oh my god, it goes forever. Wow, the size of these props.
On a good day, if I'm in the right heels, I'm about 5'8". And this is a 15-foot prop. So it's almost 3 times my size. It's enormous.
Incredible.
Clearly a lot of work has gone into this mine, so you know it's healthy, it's got some history, and it's got lots of opal.
20 or 30 grand just on props.
What do you mean spend 20 or 30 grand? I thought you just go and cut down a tree, no? This room has about 600 odd logs holding it up. I thought they just cut down their own, but people run businesses where they basically sell props for opal mines. So that's why he said 20 to 30 grand worth of props, because this is an enormous ballroom just full of props. Just incredible. Absolutely incredible what I'm witnessing. Back to where the action's happening, you know? I'm living a dream. This is their super digger. It's a lot faster than using a jackhammer because it can just tear out large chunks of the wall. It's great to see it in operation, and it's impressive that all that earth can be sucked up by that blower at the top of the mine. Do you see how close of a call that was? Playing it back in slow motion, this is a large chunk of earth that if I'd moved maybe 2 seconds earlier, it would have hit me square on the head. We had a quick conversation about it. The guy I was with was telling me that a lot of it has been crumbling recently, so we were inspecting it and having a look. He was trying to point out some fault lines to me, but it's not something I can really see with my unexperienced eye. At this point I asked him how does he know when to press the button to let the hopper at the top drop, and he just said, I guess. Putting in some hard graft now. Sometimes the super digger can't reach all the dirt that's been crumbled from the wall, so you have to go in by hand and scoop it all in and manually feed the earth into the blower to suck it back up to the top. And we're taking a look at the wall here, seeing if we can spot any signs of trace. I did end up spotting some opal in the wall. I'll point it out here. Only a light flash of purple, but it's a great sign showing that they're mining in the right direction. It's incredible. He comes over to me and goes, oh, you see that fold in the roof? That's not good. No, I don't see it, actually. Can you point it out to me? It's like he's pointing in. Do you see it? No. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they read it, but they're incredible at reading the ground. It's phenomenal. Right, it's time to fill up the Aggie with the pay dirt. Off we go. That truck is full of opal bearing ground. It's time to drop it in the Aggie. Get it washed. A bit of history on that truck up ahead. It's actually an English truck made by the Brits back in the 60s. And it's still going strong, so who knows why we stopped making machinery. Apparently it needed a new clutch recently, which cost about $3,000, so about 1,500 quid. A brand new truck would cost upwards of 40, at least. So the fact you can just throw in a new part and it keeps going means they can keep their costs down. Imagine that. British engineering living 40 years on, out in the middle of bloody nowhere. With a wall of opal dirt, it's hard not to dart your eyes around in the hopes of seeing something. The chances are very slim, but you just can't help but try. And that's the agitator starting up. So we're filling up the Aggie with the truckload that we've just dug. It takes about an hour or so to fill up the truck using the super digger, and they do about 2 to 3 truckloads a day. I'm using a big prodding stick here to help the opal dirt go onto the conveyor. Sometimes it gets a little stuck, so it needs a little bit of a helping hand to go into the Aggie. The possibilities are endless. On this conveyor belt there could be millions of dollars, there could be zero, or there could just be enough for wages. The endless possibilities is what these opal miners are chasing. You know, they're chasing the colour, and that's all they care about. You've got a beautiful view with the sun beating down across the Cookham Lake, and it's peaceful. There's no noise other than the sound of the agitators. Here we've got lunch, some instant noodles. I think it's nasi goreng, bird food of dried fruit and nuts, and a few Haribos, because you've got to treat yourself. Now I don't recommend that diet. During my month out here in Australia, I lost about 3 kilos in weight. Turns out, instant noodles and a few Haribos and a couple of nuts isn't enough to sustain your bodily function, and I plummeted in weight. So, you know, it's great if you're on a crash diet, but not good if you're trying to fuel yourself. We're taking a look at the wall again down the mine. They're chasing what's called a blow, so a lot of gravelly earth millions of years ago had somehow made its way down, and it's a perfect place for knobbies to form. And it's straight back to digging another truckload. The operation doesn't stop. It's simple, just dig and wash until you find opal. But it never gets boring. I could watch it all day, I could probably watch it all night. I'd be here forever if I could. It's at this point the digger is just slightly out of reach. As you can see, it's struggling to hold onto the roof, and the arm of the digger is now struggling to reach the wall. So it just needs shifting forward a bit. Here's a photo I took of one of the tunnels leading into another room. And here I am back at the Aggie site, helping the next truckload go into the Aggie. I strike a little pose here, and it reminds me of something, but I can't quite put my finger on it. It's time to tail out one of their smaller Aggies. While the water's washing the rest of the mud out, I found this cool little bug while searching the floor for fragments of opal. In the 90s, there was a huge opal rush. There were so many opal miners that they even had a hot dog stand out here. Those 3 posts that I'm zooming in on was where the hot dog stand was, and everyone would go there for lunch. Obviously it's desolate now, but it's interesting to think that at this point there were tens if not hundreds of people at any one time. And now it's time for the tail out. Going through a cement mixer full of rocks to try and find little opals like this. This tail out was incredible. we found a lot of opal. This big blue knobby here has a great play of colour and a thick colour bar as well, so it's going to make a great high dome gem. Even small little fragments like this are money to these opal miners. But most impressively is this split of black crystal opal with red, orange, blue, green, any colour you can think of, and it was just phenomenal to see. Unfortunately it did split whilst it was washing, but you know it's going to make a great pair now. Another large blue knobby opal. It shows that they're mining in the right place and that blow is the correct thing to chase. Just so much opal came out of this tail out and it was a great experience. We're using a gemfish here to see how clean the knobbies are, and well, spoiler alert, they were very clean and they're going to make some good cutters. I still can't get enough of this black crystal. It's just otherworldly to see that come out of the ground. A great opal haul for this team of opal miners, and it was a pleasure to be there with them. Colour catching you at all angles. The opal miner I was with took me on a tour of the opal fields afterwards. He showed me some famous places and some history as well. Deadbird. Because Deadbird's quite famous. This is Deadbird. You may have heard of this opal field, but it's a massive open cut, about 80 feet deep, a 100-ton digger at the bottom. There's so much opal coming out of this ground, it's much safer and more effective to open cut it from the surface. Here's an old timer's house. I had a quick look on the inside, but the smell was a bit pungent, and you're about to see why. Out on the 6 Mile. The house was made by hand, which is just incredible. Someone who was so addicted and loved opal mining so much made his own home out of rocks and wood. Dead animal in it. Yeah, dead goat. Either that or it's sleeping. Yeah. He's a big boy. It's got a fan in it. Stinks, that goat. Abandoned. Popular in the 90s. Old building, handmade. Very well. That's a bit of history for you. Out the 6 Mile field, an old opal field produces big knobbies. Incredible. One of the miners in town lent me some of Len Cram's books. Len Cram is an author who wrote a lot about the history of the opal industry, the history of Lightning Ridge, the history of Boulder Opal, and he lent them to me to have a read. These books are very rare and quite expensive, so it's an absolute honour to be able to read them. I'll show you a sneak peek of the inside. You see it documents some famous opals, ones that I've never even heard of, and the history behind them, the history behind some successful mines. For example, Molyneux's Rush or Emus in town. These are different fields that just produce some incredible opal. And he documents the history of them, who found the fields, has some photos of some old timers, like this man here I read, dug by hand down to 80 feet. By hand to 80 feet, how incredible is that? And in his claim he found in today's money the equivalent of $60 million worth of opal. Just stories that you've never heard of but are logged in these incredible books, so it's a real pleasure and honour to be able to read them, and I'm going to try and get my hands on a copy at some point someday because they're just incredible. Camels weren't on the list, but you know, it's a nice bonus animal. I don't know why there are camels. I'm a bit confused actually. I mean, they're lovely, very big. Now they're just staring at me. Why are they staring at me? I am intimidated, and for that reason I shall leave. Lightning Ridge is full of surprises, I tell you. I can't even remember if I've done an official tour, MTV Cribs style, of my humble abode. I've been wearing this hat all day, so my hair is messed up, so you'll have to excuse the bright lights. But let me take you on a tour around the palace, the Prado Palace, yeah? Ta-da! Let's get a close-up. So here's the trusty steed, a Toyota Land Cruiser, because I'll be cruising the land, Prado. You can see how dusty it is out here in the outback. Dust central. Nonetheless, we'll open her up and have a good old look on the inside. So you can see here the brand new edition of the air mattress with a foot pump. Lifesaver. Best decision I made. It was 45 quid, I think, for the mattress and the air and the foot pump. Absolutely worth every penny. Now, we've been using this as a bin. I learnt about TAFE today, which is like a pre-university, like college type thing. I have binned the pamphlet now, so hopefully whoever gave it to me doesn't see. But it's a pre-university thing, and one of their courses they did in town was even opal cutting. They used to teach that as a trade, which is cool. Sleeping bag, vital. Hot water bottle, also vital for survival because it gets very cold. We've got some opal stuff there, some cutlery, a bucket, because I thought I was going to do my washing in a bucket, so I bought that. I haven't used it yet because there is a place to do laundry in town, so I don't know if I fancy washing it in a bucket. Emergency water supply for when I'm thirsty. We'll come around here to the survival stash. We've got all the food. I don't even know how many tins of beans and soup and bread and tuna and whatever in there. This is my pot for cooking. I have a little stove. Here we've got the pillow section, travel pillow, and a couple other things just to plump it up a bit because the travel pillow wasn't really doing its job. In here we've got socks, smelly shoes, hard hat, vitals such as camera equipment. This has got my my valuables in it. We've got the some books that I was given, my towel and whatnot, water, coffee cup. Apart from all that food, we also have car snacks. You know, Haribo's, chocolate and crisps, just general sweets and stuff. Come around the front to the driver's seat. This is where the magic happens, and by the magic I mean it's complete magic that I don't fall asleep behind the wheel. Look, it's an automatic. I do drive a manual. I can drive a manual. My car at home is a manual, but automatics are very popular out here, so don't judge me. My masculinity has been impacted greatly from this automatic gearbox. I don't like it whatsoever. On this side, water, lots of water. You can see, because you can't drink the tap water out here, or maybe you can, but it smells a bit funny, so I don't bother. I've got all my clothes and stuff in here, you know, sneak peek at something coming a little bit later on for you, and that's it. That's the whole car, to be honest. It's an absolute weapon, I have to say. Absolutely necessary and very vital to my survival. It's even got a wall plug in it, if you could see it. A wall plug, so I can charge things like portable chargers and so on. Absolute lifesaver, because I ran out. I had 3 of these and I ran out after the first week, and I found this today. So absolute crucial mechanic there. And that's about the whole car, to be honest. It's nothing special. It's as comfortable as a car can be. Incredibly dusty. I will have to just clean it again before before I hand it back and get rid of all the stinky socks, you know, and the mining boots and things, and probably just donate them somewhere because I can't be bothered to take that home. Peep the merch, by the way. It's already been recognised once or twice, I think. Pretty cool, huh? I thought they would be a nice little treat for the whole trip. I'm very low down here. It makes me look like I've lost my legs. But yeah, that's the humble abode. Let me know what you think of it. But it was definitely an upgrade to the car from the car I used last time, which was a lot smaller. Very nice. See ya.